What is good? What is good, peoples? We are back. One and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast, aka Triple P, aka the Common Sense Podcast, your source for music, sports, politics, world events, and much, much more. Appreciate all the people that's already tuned in. We're live on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and we already got our guests, so we're about to go ahead and introduce him and bring him in while he's been waiting. This guy has a 10-year MMA career, has at least 40 fights under his belt, black belt in jiu-jitsu, 2-1 in the bare knuckle, and he will be fighting at BKFC 75 Albuquerque, New Mexico, June 6th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time against Kyle McElroy. Let's bring on the one and only William Wild Bill Albrecht.
How's it going? How's it going?
How you doing, Wild Bill?
Good, sir. Good, man. Love the show.
So, I mean, I can't complain, man. I got a lot of people hit me up for interviews, so I feel like I'm doing my job, man. Like I'm getting my name out there.
I appreciate it. Hell yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, it always helps that y'all are such nice guys. Y'all take a lot of time out, to do these interviews. So I appreciate that.
Oh, of course. Honored.
So I want to start with, first interview. I like to kind of just get like the history and whatnot. So let's start with the name Wild Bill. Like, how'd you get that name?
Well, I went to military school. I went
Okay.
to and then being in Albuquerque, that's what everybody nicknamed me. I was just a big old, you know, country fed white dude.
Did you
So
play any sports when you were in high school?
I played football in high school. I wished I wrestled, but I played football.
I figured you probably played football. You like what, 6'2"?
Yes, sir. 6'2".
Would you play linebacker?
Yep.
I
I was
could
the only
tell.
linebacker with an interception too, man.
Yeah, I could tell. You look like a linebacker, man.
Well, thank you.
So you got the black belt in jiu-jitsu as well, right?
Yes, sir.
At what age you start getting into the jiu-jitsu?
It was back in like 2002, 2003 time.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw people making fun money fighting, and I had done it my whole life and got in trouble. So now I get paid to do it. Love it.
And you don't get in trouble for it either.
No, and that's what's great about bare knuckle. It's like a real fight, and then we get paid.
Yeah, I mean it's always good because if you go fight somebody like a bar fight, man, you might end up spending a night in jail or in the drunk tank or something. So that ain't always
Right.
good.
Always life interrupting and costs money.
Hell yeah. So I mean you've had a really long MMA career, said at least 10 years, 40 fights. Is there a fight that stands out to you as like your most memorable fight?
Oh man, I got to tell you, Josh Dyer was pretty memorable. That hurt,
Okay.
you know. So, but I when I fought for King of the Cage, I won the King of the Cage World Welterweight belt, and that was pretty big for me. I really enjoyed that. And then I was hoping to go to the UFC after that, and I tore my knee twice, really bad, right in
Oh
a
man.
row. So, kind of felt like I couldn't train at that level at that point of where I, wanted to represent myself, you know. But
Now
with
you
bare
fought.
knuckle, it's a new opportunity to still fight. You know what I mean? I just don't have to worry about takedowns and stuff. It really, I love BKFC, man. You want to talk about a promotion that takes care of their fighters? They are all about it. Stays true, tells the truth, keeps their word, 100%. If you're a professional, they're a professional.
That's what's up. I always hear from a lot of the fighters, the word they always throw out there is family.
Amen.
So you fought Sean Strickland too. Was he did anybody know him back then?
We knew he was going to be something. I mean, he was
Okay.
really good. I fought him with a torn ACL.
Oh
And
shit.
yeah, that we were 2 weeks before the fight. We didn't want to be those guys to call off. You know what I mean? I came from we came from Fit and HB, and everyone's tough and Fit and HB, and so we stay true to our word and show up. And not saying the fight would have gone any different. Who knows?
Mm.
But still, I did fight him with a torn ACL, and yeah, that was cool. Cool. What he's turned into and become.
So you said you saw that he was probably gonna become something.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He was so young too. At the top of the
Okay,
game.
yeah,
You know. So no
and
no brainer
he's
for sure.
definitely very outspoken nowadays. So that always his name is always out there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah,
So
he,
you had
sa- he says it like it is.
yeah, yeah. So you had like a 7 year hiatus. Were you like basically retired at that point?
Yes, I was. I got
And
three boys that they all require their own time and attention, and they're doing their own things athletically, and I don't want to miss anything. So
so you're retired. Then you decide to make a comeback and you decide to get into bare knuckle nonetheless. What drove you into bare knuckle?
yep. And I love it. I love the training. I need it in my life. We live in
Okay.
Albuquerque, and there's a lot of bad that I see every day. And I have an outlet. And arts and discipline has always been a good outlet for me.
So you close to the border, right?
Say again?
You close to the border, correct?
Are we by the border?
Think we lost you for a second there. Oh,
Sorry,
can you hear me?
we just went over a dead spot. Yeah, that's
I can't
over.
hear
That
you.
was we went through it over the river. We went over the
Okay, it's
river in
cool.
Albuquerque. I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
Now
We shouldn't have any more
now you
disconnect.
good. I was saying you close to the border, correct?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We are.
So all right, so let's get into this next question. So you're going from MMA to bare knuckle. Do you feel like the transition was easy or was it hard?
It's definitely different, you know. But I do think
Okay.
any skilled fighter. I think any skilled fighter can do it. You know what I mean? Because you're taking away other weapons. So to me, it's just you're not going to take as many punches as you would in MMA. But other
Mhm.
than that, it's a game in itself. The game of hands is its own its own game by itself, and there's levels to it. You know,
And for somebody that like never seen you fight, how would you describe your fighting style?
just kind of brawlish, I guess.
Brawler.
Yes, sir.
And what do you love most about this sport?
It's very, like I said, man, it's very freeing. You know what I mean? Like, you get to compete against someone else. It's just you and that person, and and you get to see who's better that day, or period. And I like that. I like the one-on-one competition. So if I lose, it's just me.
And what do you feel like is your biggest strength in bare knuckle?
Um, Josh Dyer hit me just right, man. I can usually take a pretty good punch.
Yeah.
Uh, I've been hit a million times, cut a million times. It's never stopped me in fights. But yeah, I just got hit the right way that day. And then the ropes are metal, and bare knuckle. And so after I got hit, then my head hit the ropes, and it was like a double whammy. So that one hurt, man. That's a scar.
I
So
didn't
I
know the
want to.
ropes were metal.
Yeah, man. I don't know. A lot of people don't know that. Those aren't boxing ropes. Those are metal ropes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why there's not much give when you see people hit them. It's not like they fling back, and plus it kind, no matter what, you get backed up into them going pretty fast. They hurt. You know.
Yeah, I actually watched that clip today with you and Dyer, and I kept playing it back and back and back. I mean, you just came in with three haymakers, man, and he kind of like
Yeah.
stepped back and caught you, and like you said, you went into the ropes and definitely hit the ropes. Like, what would you do differently if you had to fight Dyer again?
Oh man, I would not have rushed, and I went against my coaches. Like
Did you?
it was like last minute, bro.
Yeah.
I had a lot going on in my life. I lost my dad, and
Oh,
no
sorry to hear
excuses,
that.
no excuses. But I was fighting with anger, and
Yeah.
you just can't fight with anger, man. And all those people, cheering, man. There was 50,000 people there, and it just hyped me up, dude. And I just rushed him, and that was the wrong thing to do against that man.
You think he's a cat that you might need to get in there and clinch with and stuff like that and try to punish him like that?
I should have used my distance and selected my shots, maybe
Yeah.
taken one to throw one, but definitely anything better than leaving my chin wide open as I come in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So have you been knocked out like that before?
no, no,
Man.
that hurt. That hurt. And I've been hit by some people, me and Sean Strickland even, we were
Yeah.
punching each other. I don't know if you watch that. I think it's on YouTube or it's on the King of the Cage, if they still have a website.
So you about to be fighting this guy, the Irishman, Kyle McElroy, June
Yes, sir.
6th, Tingley Coliseum, Albuquerque, New Mexico. What do you know about this guy?
He's a fucking asshole, man. This guy, this guy is just like, the last guy. The reason everyone got mad at him the last fight is because he slapped Jackson, bro, and Jackson's like this most respectful,
Yeah, yeah,
humble. You know what I mean? Like, and we were all like,
yeah.
"What? Where the fuck did that was so, that was just unprofessional, dude." And we were all like happy, he got his ass kicked by Jackson after that. So, and he's just been an asshole all over Albuquerque. I mean, I've literally had people messaging me on Facebook saying, "Oh, this guy's been such an asshole to me. Please kick his ass." So like, I don't know if he's a bully or whatnot, but this dude has it coming. So I'm not going to fight with anger, but I'm training extra hard for this one, man. And it was close to my last one, which is good because I stayed in shape.
Well, I was really glad you beat your last opponent because I posted something on Facebook and me and him had a back and forth.
Oh
I've only had
shit.
a back and forth with two bare knuckle fighters. One was your last opponent, Brett Fields, which I would never try to fight the dude. I'm 5'4", 150 pounds, soaking wet. You know what I'm saying? And then who is it? Albert Incline, and he's another shit talker too.
Is that right? All right.
Yeah. You think some of these guys though got a shit talk just to have kind of get an edge?
I think McGregor kicked that off for a lot of people. You know, so
You think that's where it comes from? It's the McGregor effect?
I don't think many of these people. There weren't so many, you know, keyboard warriors until, you know what I mean. Once McGregor started talking shit, it kind of became the new fighter norm, I guess. You
Yeah.
know, to a certain extent. It's good to get the crowd into it. Too. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of people are, they're like, dude, this dude's full of shit. You know.
I think we need at least have one fight per fight card where there's some bad blood though.
Agreed. Oh yeah, that's what makes it fun. I completely agree.
Like if everybody's just like, oh, like, buddy, buddy, man. I mean, that's cool, but we need some bad blood here and there every now and then.
Hell yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is a good one with Donald and Redneck Mundell.
Redneck, yeah, I'm a big redneck fan.
Yeah. Good fighter, and but this is going to be good. And Donald's been calling him out for a while, and not saying he was dodging, but I mean he could have fought him faster, I would think. But
Yeah, that's the problem I do got with Redneck. Is he's so fixated on Mike Perry, and the
yeah,
company's not gonna give you that fight. So
yeah,
let's just focus on get some other fights. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. They might not want to make that fight really. I mean,
I don't think they do.
yeah, Mike Perry's doing that dirty boxing. That is kind of disrespectful to the promotion that's making you famous, but
Yeah.
you know,
And plus, I think they try to make a guy face of the league if he gets beat, you can't really be the face.
Yeah, right.
You just the
Right.
beat up face after that. You ain't the
Yeah,
face, you're a beat up
I'd
face.
rather see the Juggernaut. You know what I mean? I want to see Dyer and the Juggernaut again. I think this Richmond fight's going to be a good fight. You
Yeah,
know,
that's interesting too. Yeah.
I agree. Yes,
Who
sir.
you got in that one?
I got Dyer in this one, and I like Mike the Marine, but I felt it, and I think he's going to catch him.
I
He's
might
on
have to
point
agree
like he
with you,
was that
man. I
night in
think Dyer is
Circus.
gonna win too.
Yeah,
So
it's
let's
going to be
get
a
back to
good
your
one.
opponent.
Yes, sir.
He's got a 1 inch height advantage, but you got an 8 inch reach advantage. Is that something you're gonna try to use to possibly exploit?
Oh yeah, yes, sir. I'm gonna tag him from the outside till he opens up, and then I'm gonna sauce him from the inside.
And you don't never talk junk to none of the fighters, right?
No, no, we're gonna find out in the ring.
So when a guy's shit talking like this, it kind of makes you want to really win a little bit even more, right? To shut him up.
Oh, absolutely. I hope he trains extra hard so we give a nice fight to Albuquerque on June 6th. This is at Tingley, man. This is like the Coliseum in Albuquerque.
Yeah, I was looking at the capacity. It's about almost 13,000, so that's a nice sized crowd.
Yeah, it's a big ass place. I'm excited. I hope we can sell that place out. That would be nice.
Now he's only 2-5, but that should that be like more reason to not underestimate this cat because he really needs a win.
Yeah, he needs a win. I think he's beat some decent people, and he's boxed and stuff, and he's active around Albuquerque and the MMA scene, and so he's no slouch. He's a tough,
Hmm.
tough, tough opponent.
And then like I was looking at your fights and his fights, comparing them. All your fights, win or lose, have been in the first round.
Yeah, the first guy didn't really want to get hit until after the fight. It seemed like it was weird.
And now Kyle, he's got a few fights that went a little further. Second round, third round. I think he went 5 rounds with Zach Kalmus, who's a pretty tough dude. Are you expecting this one to possibly go further than the first round?
Yeah, he's a tough dude. He's a tough dude. It's gonna, where can I hit him and how hard? That's the question of the night to get him to stop.
And
But
question out.
I'm training to go the 5 rounds. Because he does have good cardio, so I'm gonna match it. He thinks I have bad cardio because I was coughing after the last fight. He told one of my friends in the crowd, "Oh yeah, he's back there hacking along," and no, I don't know what it is, but no matter what, when my adrenaline calms down, I always just cough and shit. It's just something I've done since I was a kid.
Do you
Has
think
nothing to do with
like
my cardio.
when a fighter hasn't went past the first round, people always question, can you go further in these rounds?
Yeah, damn right they do. Yeah.
I mean, even if you win, like Alberto Blas, he wins, he get knocking cats out in the first round, and all people ever question is, well, what happens if he goes past the first round? Can he last? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yep. It's just human nature to question what they don't see.
And do you think it seems like I think from time to time I'm seeing guys are underestimating cardio in bare knuckle.
Agreed. Because it's fast. I think that's
Yeah,
kind of a cool edge the 2 minute rounds do give you. Most men can do shit for 2 minutes. You know what I mean? Full pace or pretty fucking close. And then you get a minute round rest. We're not taking minute rests. You know what I mean?
because that was I don't know. Do you watch the all the fight cards usually when they happen?
Oh yeah, I try to watch as many as I can. I mean, sometimes my boys' basketball and whatnot interferes, and I don't watch. But for the most part, I'm watching. I love this
Like
shit.
did you watch the Reber fight?
Yeah,
Just like that guy he was fighting, it felt like his style was really built for taking the guy out quick because he put so much energy into it after the second or third round. He was just tiring out, and I could just tell all Reber had to do was wait for this guy to just totally tire out, and it was a wrap, man.
right. Yeah, yep. That'd be a good strategy for the Irishman. If he can last that long.
So you seen this thing about everybody talking about it, 100 men versus a gorilla. So I
About
want to
what?
switch the
Sorry, you cut
question
out.
up.
Okay.
You saw this thing about 100 men versus a gorilla, right?
No.
You ain't seen that? So that's the thing on the internet. Everybody's, posting, could 100 men beat a gorilla? I'm saying no, but let's rephrase the question. 100 BKFC fighters versus one gorilla, hand to hand. Who you got?
Oh man, the 100 BKFC fighters. We trapped that thing.
You think y'all take it down? Now, what do you think about 100 regular guys? Do you think they could beat a gorilla?
And that's a lot of people. I don't know. Depends if they were smart guys or whatnot. You know, like they put their heads together and figured out a way together. Because 100 people is a lot. 100 versus one is, you know, I
It
don't know.
is, but I think I'm with who was it that said Captain Deadpool said after the gorilla probably bashes 5 or 6 guys, the rest probably gonna get scared because they're just regular guys.
Good
They're
point.
not like BKFC fighters or nothing.
You're right. I respect that. That's a good point.
I just think most people aren't really as brave as bare knuckle fighters. Even a guy that people say in bare knuckle that's a complete bum, them guys will still get out there and fight 3 or 4 fights and get beat up every time, but they still getting out there. So I got to give them a
Hell
little bit of
yeah.
credit.
I agree. I sure wish that I wish more UFC guys would come over. I want to see, you know what I mean? Because there's a few guys that I think have taken a few hits with gloves on that might not have been taking those same hits with gloves off. You know?
I think bare knuckle guys are licking their chops when UFC guys come over. I always hear them saying these UFC guys can't last as much.
Yeah, I would agree.
So, what advice would you give to somebody that's considering getting into bare knuckle?
You know, make sure you got to have strong hands. You know, and let your hands heal. But yeah, work your ass
Okay.
off. Work your ass off because it's fun. But you got to be tough because if you're someone that gets hit, if you really, I don't mind getting hit. No one likes to get hit. But if you can't take getting hit, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
look at my first opponent. That looked really ridiculous that he took a knee and then got up and wanted to fight. I mean, that kind of shows people you just don't want to get hit, bro. You don't want to fight.
Yeah.
So you
I
got to
was
be.
interviewing somebody, and they said they think some of these guys that be in BKFC might be there because it's just something they got on their bucket list. Do you agree with that?
You think so? I don't agree with that.
I think there's some guys in there that don't belong, man. From on the outside looking in, like they're doing it because
Is that right?
it's a cool thing. Some of them seem like it's a cool thing to do. Like it's the new cool thing to do is to do bare knuckle.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I got what you're
Just based
saying.
off of
You
social
know,
media posts and stuff like that, does it seem like they're doing it because it's cool to do?
I got you. Yeah, there's probably a couple of those. It's in every sport, though. Even MMA at the beginning levels. People come to the gym and start working out and taking pictures, and they're a pro fighter all of a sudden.
That's crazy. That's
We
that's
see.
like going into space, well, going somewhat into space and
Yeah.
calling yourself an astronaut when you ain't even flown the space
Hey,
shuttle.
you're right. You're absolutely right. You're right. It'll get you hurt too. I mean, look at some of these
Yeah.
dudes' faces. It's crazy.
I be seeing some of your posts. You're somewhat kind of outspoken, I guess, with the political stuff.
Yeah.
It
Only because, hey, man, I am living it. I
yeah.
come from Chicago, bro. I come from Chicago. I've grown up with every single race there is. I love every race there is, bro. I treat people accordingly. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I mean, my Lord, I can't believe what we're watching sometimes. And I just think it's cool that they're finally catching people who have been stealing money from us. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? The people bitching about it seem to be the ones they were getting the money from the steal, or but I do think, you know like, think about it. If Democrats just cared about police, I think Democrats could win. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't get it. I don't get the disconnect there, because we got to help people. We got to give money to people and help them that are less fortunate than us or can't do things as well as us. Like, we got to be there for people. You can't just let everybody, be homeless, and, we got to figure out something, but we're still not figuring out anything. I watched them build a $1.5 million facility downtown Albuquerque, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm clearing homeless people off the private property down the street from there. And I asked the guy, it was freezing cold. He's got a fire made. And I'm like, bro, this is a high tech facility right here, man. They'll give you good food. And why wouldn't you want to go? And he said, because I can't have my dog. You know what I mean? Like, we got to find something for the people that do have dogs. We got to find something for the
Yeah.
homeless people that do want to keep doing drugs, because obviously having a clean facility that doesn't allow pets isn't doing it, even though we spend all this money. There's no one in there. There might be 5 people in the whole place. You know what I mean? But the homeless people, which it was geared for, don't even want to be there, because you got to be clean, and you got to, so we got to make something, whether it's a little bit out of the city or whatever, that does something for people,
Yeah. I
but
agree
not
with that 100% because my dog is like my kid, so I'd be the same way. Like if I can't bring my dog, it's not gonna
right,
work. You know what I'm saying?
right, right. And I feel the same way about my dog. So I was like,
Yeah.
shit, I understand that. So, I don't care if this person is screwed over everybody in their whole life and that's why they're homeless and they ain't got nothing or nobody. I mean, we just got to do better. There's something we got to be able to do for those people. You know what I mean? And I just can't stand watching, though, our state is Democrat run, and it sucks
Uh-huh.
because a lot of the Democrat bosses that I have are not like this
Yeah.
crazy liberal stuff that you're seeing. And
Yeah.
I'm sure it's embarrassing to them. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm telling you, the people who are bosses of me and stuff in my business, they're good people, bro. Good people that help people. They don't care that I have my own opinion, because they understand it to that side too. Like, they're watching it. I mean, people are they're not helping people who are calling 911. You're on hold for 15 minutes with 911.
Yeah.
I mean,
The disconnect is crazy, but we know where it came from, man. It came from one side is so deranged. It doesn't matter what the other side does. They're gonna disagree with every single thing.
right,
And when you can't work with somebody like we can't sit at the table and come to terms if you're gonna agree with every single thing.
right,
There's nothing even to talk about then. It's just like, all right, well, we gonna do us, y'all do you, y'all keep it. One side, I know they talk about far left and far right, but one side just is on a whole nother planet because some of the things they're spewing is not even reality. It's make
right,
believe fairy tales. I mean, I don't even got to get into some of the things. It's like, wow, y'all believe this?
right,
This is make
right.
believe.
Right. And then you got to think, almost, in my opinion, it's like, are they doing this on purpose?
Of
You know what I mean?
course, of
Because
course.
it's so left field that you're like, this has got to be made up. And I mean, some of the shit that's happening in front of me, you're like, you just can't make this stuff up anymore, man.
Nah,
You
you
can't make
can't.
it up anymore. And I, at least, like, if you've ever driven a Tesla, it's the best
No,
car you could ever drive in your entire life, bro.
yeah,
It's like, if like, let's just say, back in the day, I used to think that, like, the Nissan Altima, the Nissan Maximas were cool because they were always so far ahead in technology. You know what I mean? If you
yeah,
want to
yeah,
talk about a technology advanced vehicle, it's a Tesla, bro. I mean, it shows birds flying across the screen. This thing sees everything. You know what I mean? And
eh,
it has full self driving. Like, so I got a Tesla for my son, and this car drives itself everywhere. I mean, he's not going to get in an accident. It's super
yeah.
protective of him. You know what I mean? Like, so that's just why I'm that way. Like, I'm
But
I'm
if you're
living.
caught driving one, there's a bunch of people that are so deranged that they hate this guy, and they're gonna try to damage your Tesla. That's crazy.
That doesn't affect him at all.
Yeah,
That doesn't affect him at all. But they think if they hurt enough of them, it'll make people not want to buy them, so your car doesn't get messed up.
and which is crazy because they would decide that like was screaming, climate change, and the Teslas are supposed to line with climate change, but now they like,
Right.
screw the Teslas. We
Oh,
don't even
bro.
care about climate change. We hate this guy so much.
Yeah, my son plays AAU basketball, where he travels around a lot, and it's
Yeah,
the coolest car to travel in. Where it's driving you around. I mean,
yeah.
can you imagine? Like, they're not even thinking like long term what that's going to do for us as a human society. Like, there's not going to be any more drunk driving accidents because these
Yep.
cars don't just wreck into each other.
They're
You know
not
what I
gonna
mean?
run red lights probably and stuff like that.
It's not going to run red lights. It's not.
Yeah.
You know, and I just think when they actually release full self driving like to every car, it's going to help society so much, bro. So
Especially with the
much.
kids, that's one of the biggest causes of death for teenagers is driving behind a car where a teenager's on a phone or something like that and they're getting in
Right.
wrecks and stuff.
Right.
And that's the thing that with that you can sit at your phone the whole time and just be online the whole
No,
time.
listen to this. Listen to this, bro. So this is so funny. It actually keeps you in check. So like
Uh huh.
you once you start using the full self driving, you learn to appreciate it. You're like, fuck, I love this, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you start using your phone, it'll tell you, no, you can't use it like this. Like, you still have to pay attention like you're driving.
Oh, okay.
So, but that's still, I'm telling you,
It
it's
keeps
still
you
a cool,
responsible still.
it still keeps you responsible. And if you don't answer when it
Yeah.
tells you to pay attention, because don't forget, there's a camera right on you. And if
Okay.
and if you don't answer, it kicked me out of the system for 7 days, to where me and my son couldn't use full self driving for 7 days. And man, was that a punishment, bro? Because they were like, fuck. Like, every day I was looking at it like, man, please have been wrong. Not a whole week. Please, not a whole week. But
Yeah.
so they really are. And listen to this. Did you know that Tesla, when there have been accidents from the full self driving, they've never lost a lawsuit yet, because every time it was used incorrectly than how it was supposed to have been used.
Man.
Yeah, the
I
dude
didn't
thought
know
of,
all this about Teslas.
yeah, they're so far advanced, dude. This car will put on a light show in front of your house at night, putting Tesla on your on your garage door. It'll spell Tesla across it. I mean, the guy's thought of everything. You can make it when you're picking up your homeboy. You can make his seat a whoopee cushion, like conversation starter when he gets in the car. He buys a fat fart. You know what I mean? Oh, dude, it's so funny.
Damn, so you can market your brand on it?
Oh
With
yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, completely, bro. It's the coolest car. It has a megaphone. A lot of people don't know that, where you can, talk on the speakers outside. It's a neat car, man. And it sucks because people are missing out right now just because of all that stupid hate, you know?
Yep. Well, what can we expect in your fight? You guarantee a win?
You can expect a knockout, man. I'm not going for
Okay.
anything else. I Kyle, great luck to you. Please train hard, bro. I'm coming for you. I want to knock your head off, so please want to knock mine off too.
And before we go, how many of these other guys that are fighting in that card are from Albuquerque? A lot of these guys?
Oh yeah, man. But dude, the Donald Sanchez championship fight, that's going to be a great fight. Great fight. I'm sorry if you're a redneck fan. I'm a Donald Sanchez fan. This dude's working harder than fuck. So I'm really
And he
excited
deserves.
to
I mean,
see.
he definitely deserves the fight because I know a couple guys lost recently and whatnot, and so he's ranked, so he definitely deserves the fight. What about some of these
Amen.
other guys? Should I be watching out for?
Oh man, the Brown Bomber. I think you've seen him fight before.
Who's that? Who? Which one is that?
Will Santiago
Okay, okay.
and our buddy Enzo's fighting on the card. Um, God, I forget his last name, but we call him Enzo. Jamie Hinshaw, she's from here. She's an exciting bare knuckle fighter, and she was an exciting King of the Cage fighter. Who else is fighting on this card?
Y'all got Eric
So
Dodson. Is he from y'all's way? Eric Dodson?
I'm sorry, you cut out. Can you repeat it?
Is Eric Dodson from out your way?
Oh, is Eric fighting? Oh yeah. Did you see Eric's last fight, dude? They were
Yeah, that was a
banging.
good
You know what
one.
I mean?
Yeah,
They were
him
knocking
and
each other.
Van
That was a
Vo.
good one, bro.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
always
Y'all got
excited. Yeah,
Eric Dodson. Y'all
Dodson
got Steve.
bros are always excited.
Yeah, Steve-O Morris. You
Who
got Derek
else?
Perez, Rick Caruso.
Yeah, you know Derek Perez. Derek Perez is, man, he's an iron jaw. Derek Perez.
Yeah, I like him. He definitely
Yeah,
he's a tough guy.
he's a grinder. He is. Yes, sir.
All right, before we let you go, man, any shout outs you want to do?
I just want to shout out to Absolute Fitness and Next Move Jiu Jitsu, and to all my fans and friends. I love you guys. Thank you.
Appreciate you taking the time out, man. Definitely want to shout you out. I wanted to interview you before the last fight and whatnot. So you was the first guy I interviewed off of this fight card when I saw you was on it,
Oh, thank
and
you, man. Appreciate it.
yeah, definitely been watching, checking. So wish you the
Thanks
best of
for
luck.
having me.
Yeah, anytime, man. Anytime, man. Anytime.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You're a
sir.
friend of the show now, man. So and once I get
Amen.
off here, I'm gonna make sure I clip up a bunch of clips, make sure I,
Yeah.
promote you
You
as
ever
much as
have any
possible.
cool topics you want to talk about, man? Please, I love to talk.
Yeah, and I appreciate the info on the Tesla. You learn something new every day, man.
Oh man, anytime you want to test drive, if you're ever in Albuquerque, man, I got you. And they're, oh my God, the speed, by the way,
Uh-huh.
they have, you put it on insane mode, and it is so fast, bro. Faster than any Corvette.
For real?
Oh yeah,
Damn.
yes sir. Dual
And it's still
motor or
that
above.
safe?
I, I mean, nothing's safe at high speeds.
All right, well,
But
man, I
right
hope you
on.
enjoy the rest of your day, man. And you can
Yes,
come on
sir.
anytime you want, man. Just, let me know if you're ever interested.
All right, you got it. I'd be honored. Thank you.
All right, man. And can't wait to see your
Yes, sir.
fight, man. Definitely gonna be tuning
Thank you,
in.
brother. Yes, sir.
All
Take
right.
care.
All
Later,
right, you
guys.
too. Peace. All right, well, there you have it, Wild Bill. See, we got a few Wild Bill fans here on Instagram. Appreciate y'all tuning in and commenting. Appreciate y'all on Facebook, YouTube. And this is gonna be an interesting fight card. You got my guy Dave Mundell versus Donald Sanchez, and Sanchez 4-1, definitely deserving of this shot. You got Joshua Marino versus Brian McDowell, Eric Dotson versus Steve-O Morris, Derek Perez versus Rick Caruso, Felipe Chavez versus James Dennis, of course, Wild Bill, William Albrecht versus Kyle McElroy, the Irishman, and you got Zay Garcia versus Dominic Carey, Lorenzo Coca versus Josh Maurer, Brian McLean versus Adam De Freitas. I guess that's how you pronounce that. And one more is fight Adam Ramirez versus Casey Moses as well. And don't forget, it is fight week. Seems like every week is fight week when it comes to bare knuckle or just UFC or BKB or boxing. So this week you got Salt Lake City BKFC 74, Richmond versus Dyer. And that's going to be an interesting one. You got Benmo versus Bobby Brent, Mike Jones versus Sean Hoda Singh, Daniel Gardner versus Shane Fichter. That looks like Zach Partridge versus Cody Barrett. I can't even pronounce that one. Barrel. Jordan Smith versus Josinato Silva. Dominico Salas versus Jeremiah Trular. And you got Shelby Cannon versus Kat Papraki. I guess that's how you pronounce that. I'll be butchering names. But really, it's all about this Richmond versus Dyer fight for the light heavyweight. That's going to be interesting. And I got Dyer on that. And of course, the Albuquerque fight, I'm going with Redneck Mundell for the win. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Don't forget the audio version. Go to Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, Slacker, iHeartRadio, Player FM, and much, much more. Shouts out to my guy, Ron Daughtery. Appreciate you tuning in on Facebook. Check him out, Savage Combat Sports Media. Savage Combat Sports Media. And don't forget, I also upload to Rumble and millions.co. Millions.co. That's where you get the new litter apparel for all you dog lovers. We got the apparel for all you dog lovers out there. Once again, shouts out to Wild Bill for taking time out. I know we had little connection issues, but that typically happens every now and then when cats are driving and whatnot. And he said he had to go over the river, which was a dead zone, but it is what it is, man. Make sure y'all tune in. BKFC 74, May 10th, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then BKFC 75 is going to be right after that. And that's going to be June 6th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And they still got BKFC Fight Not Mahiga's Son. You got Texas, BKFC 76 Texas, Tenaglia versus Soto, Fight 2. And then you got Birmingham again, UK, Tyranny versus Christie. And then this is going to be interesting. BKFC 78 Hollywood, Florida, Perdomo versus Adams. If I'm not mistaken, that's going to be the first main event for Perdomo. And I actually got Perdomo winning that, and they still don't got no other fights yet, but that's probably going to be a stacked card. All right, once again, appreciate y'all tuning in. And also go follow me on Live from Vietnam. I repeat, follow me at Live from Vietnam on all the same platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, BitChute, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, Slacker, iHeartRadio, Player FM, and much, much more. Peace, and I'm out.